Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yelial in this incarnation. Today, I'm going to talk about the voice of the intuition because I think this part of ourselves is very, very important. And I really had a lot of experiences that taught me how important it is to hear, to not ignore the voice of my intuition. And the very part that interferes with this voice is our rational mind, because many times we could be perceiving things or feeling things about something, and appears the rational mind and say to us that it's not logical, or that has no sense. And I'm not saying we have to take away the rational mind. We cannot do that, but to put that part of ourselves in use for the things that is actually good. The rational mind works better with order, organizing, collecting knowledge. So for those things, the rational mind is the best, and we have to use it for that. In fact, in our spiritual path, it's very important that we could be perceiving things, and many times we need the organization or the knowledge to give that an explanation, because that could produce an imbalance in us. But today I'm going to focus in the voice of the intuition, which is a voice of the soul that is talking many times about possible quantic lines in the future. I mean, this could appear when we are meeting someone new, or when we are approaching a new situation, and this voice is talking to us, and many times we dismiss it because it has no point from our rational mind. So I think there's many ways to develop it and to work in it. Many of them I already talked in this channel, but I'm going to repeat it. For example, the using of tarot is something that requires a lot of intuition, because symbolic interpretation, the interpretation of symbols, is something that is mostly intuitive. So that is a way to start to work with that. Or the interpretation of dreams. I already did a video about talking about that. So if we had a dream and we write it, and we try to understand the message that the dream is given to us through those symbols, we are going to train our intuition. And synchronicities are other way to contact with that. We all have experienced, I think, that, and many times we dismiss synchronicities because we are believing that the universe cannot talk to us. And maybe we are walking in a street, and we heard a dialogue from other people, and that is totally linked with our present situation. So synchronicities are the algorithm. We are transiting something, and our mind is looking for things that are associated with that. So that's how it works. And if we give credit to the things that are appearing, and we are feeling it, we are actually contacted with our intuition. Another thing that it's very important is that the voice of the intuition never fails. What fails is the voice of our ego. So we have to be very humble and honest with ourselves. And many times we could be projecting a preconception to in a situation or other people. For example, if I am meeting a musician or something, a person that is telling me that her profession is to be a musician, and I had very bad experiences with that, or my father or my mother was a musician, and I had a terrible relationship with one of them, I could be projecting that to that person, and that's not intuition. That is a preconception, and is a fear that comes with me, and I am projecting that on that person. So the voice of the intuition, many times we feel it in our body. Our body is the best in order to give us signals. I mean, when something doesn't smell good, it's very usual that we feel a contraction, a constriction in our solar plexus, in our stomach. So many times that is a sign that there's something that it's not good. And many times it's very, I think it happened to me all the time, but many times when I follow that voice of my intuition, and the universe then give me the answers. Maybe it's a lot of time before after that situation, but give me the answers of why I didn't have to go that way or taking that path. So body is something that it's very, very useful to hear our voice. But we have to be very present with the thoughts we are having, because the body can be activated reacting to the thoughts we have. So if we are projecting preconception, our body could be reacting to that too. So this voice is not only that something that serves us for detecting possible dangerous situations, it is good to open new opportunities too. It happened to me that I had to develop a lot this because I love to travel once, and at those moments you meet a lot of people, so it's very useful to develop your intuition. And many times it opened opportunities that were very marvelous, that I met people that was great, that was incredible. So the voice of my intuition lead me to those places too. So it's not only about detecting something that is bad or dangerous, but I think it's very important to develop it and to work with our intuition, because it's a voice that never fails, never lies to us. And I think the difference between the voice of the ego is that the voice of intuition it's a guide. It's not something that is fragmenting or judging others, or it's only a guide that is telling us, okay, this is the path, or that situation doesn't smell good, how I said before. In exchange, the voice of the ego is more like judgmental or causing conflict inside. It's more like fragmenting things, and the voice of the intuition or the soul is more like guiding us and unifying, So I think these are the differences. But we could feel conflict if we are ignoring our inner voice, and it happened to me a lot in my life too. But that were big lessons to start to hear this inner voice, to train it and to develop it. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.